Welcome back. Till now, you understood how to create your own containers. Uh, when I mean container, you already know that if a process is running in isolation, then we can say that this process is running inside a container. You know how to actually create process isolation by using PID namespace or process ID namespace. And also, you know how to use mount namespace to mount a file system. And we already understood how to create a overlay file system and mount it to this container, to this namespace, basically inside the mount namespace, so that any process running within a container cannot see any files outside of certain folder. So as I said, like slash var slash lib slash c1, you can create a mount point slash var slash c lib slash c1. You can create a mount point using overlay file system as I showed you in earlier lecture, and make this c1 as the pivot root. So for this process running here, slash means this folder. Whenever you create one more process id namespace, you create a mount namespace as well. And what you do, you create a slash var slash lib slash c2. You can create a mount point c2 and make it as pivot root. So the process which is running within this namespace cannot see the files outside of this directory. So you actually created a isolated file system and also isolated uh, processes. So your application is running inside a container. Now what I want is I want to limit the memory available to this process running within this container. Or I might want to limit the CPU available. I want this process to use only up to maximum of 10% of CPU. So like that, I want to put limits on the memory, CPU, etc. This is possible by using one more namespace called as Cgroup or control groups. Let us see how to actually use Cgroup and limit the memory and CPU available to this processes. Okay, so again, I am here into my terminals. Fine. Now what I want is I want to use C groups. LSNS. If you see, there is a namespace called as C group namespace. So to actually create control groups, your own control group namespaces, you need utilities called as C group utilities to be installed. Let me try to execute something like cg create. This is a command which we use to create control groups. It is saying not found. By default on Ubuntu machine, will not get this. So to install all the tools required for using C groups, we need to install some utilities. I have my documentation, and here this is a command which I am using to actually install all the utilities required for C group. So anyways, this document also will be available in your resources to practice. You can also execute this command when you're practicing. So I installed all the tools required for using C groups. Fine. Now, uh, in my machine, there's a folder called as slash sys. In any Ubuntu machine or any Linux machine, there will be slash sys slash fs slash C group. I am listing it. Let us see. This will list various types of control groups. We want to actually control memory. This is the memory control group. So I'll just ls slash memory. See, there are a lot of files which can control memory. All the files in this folder can be configured to control the memory utilization. So by default, there is a control group for memory. What I want to do is I want to create my own control group for memory. Let me show you, you'll understand. It's a bit confusing, but once I uh, create a control group, you'll understand. So I want to create my own control group for controlling memory. So if I create my own control group, a folder will be created under this directory. Let me show you. I will use sudo cg create. Cg create is a command for creating a control group. Hyphen G, where to specify what control group? Memory control group. Memory. And what is the name to your control group? I will give my name, Siva Memory Limited. So it will create a control group with this name. Let us see again by ls, by doing an ls on this C group memory. Is there Siva Memory Limiter? Yes. I will again ls Siva Memory Limiter. These are the files. Oh, don't you think that these files under slash memory are same as the names here? Yes, all these files are created. Now, what we want to do is, I want to set uh, maximum memory available to a process which will run within this Siva memory limiter control group. How to do that? I'll use a command called as cgset. I'm using sudo cgset hyphen r. Actually, you can see there's a file with the name memory dot limit in bytes. Okay, first of all, let me cat. First of all, let me go into this directory, cd into slash sys slash fs slash cgroup slash memory slash siva memory limiter. Okay, now I'll cat memory dot limit in bytes. By default, this is the maximum memory which is actually used. So it is in bytes actually. So this bigger number, I don't think my calculator will actually be able to. Okay, invalid input. Anyways, I cannot convert it to MBs. It is a number of bytes. Okay, total number of bytes by default, which are allowed for any process running within this cycle. So I want to set 700 MB. So what I can do, sudo cgset hyphen r hyphen r memory dot limit in bytes is equals to 700 m. I want maximum 700 m. For which one? Siva memory limiter. This is a C group name. Now if I say cat memory dot limit. Oh, Siva mem limiter. Wait, it is again showing the same. Oh, I have paused the video and I have seen the mistake. One thing I did was spelling mistake. I executed this command, Siva memory limiter. I was missing. Again, after pausing the video, I executed the same command, sudo cgset memory dot limit underscore in underscore bytes 700M. Now with correct spelling. Then if I cut the memory dot limit underscore bytes, it is showing me the 700 MB. Okay. So here now ls, if I cut memory dot limit in bytes, it is showing 700 MB. This is a bytes. Okay. So now what I have done till now is by default under this C group, if I do ls, these are all the various control groups. To control memory, I can create under control groups under memory. So if I go into memory, by default, these are the files which will control the memory available to any process. So I want to create my own control group with name Siva memory limiter. So I use the command cg create to create one more uh, control group. I'll do this again because there was a confusion. I'll do this again. Sudo cg create hyphen g, which control group you want to actually create. Memory colon, again spelling mistakes, I'll take care now. My memory limiter ls. Now is there my memory limiter cg group created? Okay, I'll go into this my memory limiter ls. See, again all these files are created. Now if I say cat memory dot limit in bytes, it will show the maximum memory available. Now what I want to do is I want to actually set this value to 700 MB. Either I can directly modify this file or I can use a command to modify this file. What is that command? Sudo cg set hyphen r memory dot limit in bytes is equals to 700M. And which C group you want? My memory limiter. My memory limiter. Yeah. Oh, there is a space. Okay. Here there should be no space. Yes, now it is done. Now if I say cat memory dot limit in bytes, see it is showing me the 700 MB. So I created a control group with name my memory limiter for 700. Now I want to run a program, a process within a container, and I want to apply this control group. Let us see how. Actually, I have created some Java programs, and this is my Git repository where I have a file memory consumer.jar, which will actually try to consume more memory. I have written this. I'll clone this entire repository into my home directory. Git clone. Okay, my entire repository I am cloning. Let us wait. Okay, now I'll go into this Docker training folder. ls. You can see that there is a jar file called as memory consumer. Okay, so I want to run this jar. For this, I need Java. Do I have Java here? Java dash version. No, Java is not there. So I need to install. I want to install JDK 11. So let me install it using sudo apt install open JDK dash 11 dash JRE dash head less. Okay. So this will install Java 11. Let it be installed. Then I want to run my Java application by using this C group. Inside this C group, okay. So now if I say Java space dash version, yes, it is Java 11. Okay. Now I'll just run my Java application directly without using C group right now. First, let us see Java space hyphen jar memory consumer dot jar. This will start and my code, it will start using memory. See, it is printing the used memory. It's going on 264 MB right now. It's keep on consuming the memory, and it is printing the total memory usage of my Java application. Don't worry about the code. I have just written a code to consume memory. So it's going on. Let us see after how much memory consumption will my program terminate. Let us watch. Continuously my program is consuming more memory. 1100. I'll pause the video and show you. Now it is 1400. Now it is almost 2000. Oh, after almost 2000 MB, I got out of memory error. So my Java program was allowed to consume up to almost 2000 MB, after which I got. Now I don't want like that. I want to limit maximum memory used by my application. So I want to actually run my application within this particular control group. How? Let us see. Very simple. Sudo, first of all, let me do an ls slash slash sys slash fs slash cgroup slash memory. Yeah, so I'll use this my memory limiter control group, and I want to run my application within this control. So sudo cgexec is a command to execute a command in a control group. Cgexec in which control group? Hyphen g memory colon my memory limiter. I want to execute a program or process in this my memory limiter say group. Spelling, let me check. Yep, fine. Now I want to run Java space hyphen jar memory consumer dot jar. Let us see now. You remember, for my memory control group, my memory limiter control group, I have set up to 700 MB. Oh, after actually reaching 170 MB itself, I got Java heap size error. Why? Maybe because by default, actually, once I started running this Java application, by default 200 MB it was. So what I'll do is I'll allocate for this Java application. I can specify what is the maximum heap size hyphen x mx 1024 MB. I want to specify that this Java program can take up to 1024. The Java program, the JVM will not terminate up to 1024, but the control group will actually terminate this application once it reaches almost 700 MB. Let us observe right now. I have 370. 832 I can see right now. It's consuming memory up to 832 and it is limited right now. But still my application might be trying to use more memory. After my application was actually crossing 700, Some 132 MB, actually we can consider it as a swap space, swap memory. So maximum memory allocated plus some buffer swap memory will also be allocated. After that, my application got killed, right? So I'm able to limit the memory consumption by using this. Now, uh, I will just ls to slash sys slash fs slash memory slash sorry cgroup slash memory slash my memory limiter. Okay, I will cd into it first. Then ls, I will write cat memory dot. There is a file with the name oom control. I'm catting it. See how many times out of memory kill happened within this container. It will actually maintain the counts. One out of memory kill has happened. See here it is saying killed. Here it is printing killed. So because of out of memory within this C group, one program was killed. So let me again run this same Java application. Um, Again, I will go to this one, cd docker training. Okay, I'll try to run again one more cg exec. I'll pause the video and I'll show you again once it crosses and killed. Now I can see that my application reached 832 and then it got killed. Now if I cat slash sys slash fs slash cgroup slash memory slash my memory and memory dot out of memory control, see there are two out of memory kills happened within this cgroup. It will make a it will increment the count. So now you understood how to actually limit the memory. I limited up to 700, but some buffer was there up to 132, which is nothing but some swap memory which is used within the container after it crosses the limit. Right? If the container is trying to use more memory for certain amount of time, then the container will be automatically, then the program will be automatically killed. So that's about how to control the memory usage within a particular C group. And you understood how to run an application within a C group. Now, if I actually if you want me to tell you how to run a namespace inside a C group, let me tell you. The same thing I will do. How to run a namespace within a C group. Sudo, I will use cg exec -g exec, sorry, spelling mistake, cg exec -g memory colon my memory limiter space. Now after this you can give your own command, right? I will use unshare program, unshare and -f p dash dash mount dash proc space bash. So I'm launching a bash terminal within this control group. Now whatever commands I execute, like suppose if I can execute a Java program, that will be running within a particular namespace and also inside a control group. So that's how actually we run containers. Even Docker containers will be using similar kind of commands. So now you understood how to run a namespace within a CG control group. Okay. So in my next lecture, I'm going to show you how to control the CPU usage using another C group. See you next lecture.